I'm Natalie, and I want to show you how to hit two different shots out of the bunker today. So I've got one that's on a nice fluffy lie. There's a lot of sand under that golf ball. And then I've got one that's more on that packed down lie. This would be useful if we had maybe wet sand or just less sand in the bunker in general. A lot of this comes down to your setup and understanding what that sand's going to be like when we make contact with it. So for this first one here, I've got a little bit of a fluffier lie. That's where I might kind of leave the club face a little bit square. We can open it a little bit, but we want to use that bounce on the golf club. So I'm trying to hit the sand with this back part of my wedge here versus letting that leading edge dig into the ground. So in order to do this, I'm going to set up, get a little bit lower to the ground, and I'm really focusing on the back part of my wedge or that bounce brushing the ground or really kind of hitting into the sand. So that should help us get through or bounce through that really fluffy sand so that we get nice clean contact here. Yeah, so that came out really nicely even though there was quite a bit of sand under that golf ball. Now the difference when we've got this more packed down or maybe even a wet sand condition is that we want to use the leading edge of our wedge to actually dig into the sand more. So setting up with definitely a square club face and my hands slightly in front of that club head, that's going to activate that leading edge to dig into the sand more. So especially if that sand is wet or just really packed down, it's going to help dig, because if we use the bounce of the club like we did with this fluffier shot, when the sand is more packed down, we get those shots where the club kind of bounces on the ground behind the ball and we don't make clean contact. So I'm going to set up again with that more square club face, hands slightly in front. I might stay a little bit taller versus getting down low to the ground here, and I may even have a more abbreviated finish through my shot versus that nice high finish. Again, this is going to help us dig into the sand a little bit so that we make sure we make that nice solid contact. And it might come out a little bit lower and run out a little bit more, but that's how you would manage those two different situations, the more packed lie versus the fluffier lie in the sand.